I'm so glad to see you again. It's good to be with you and grateful for the opportunity of our visiting together once more. Let me put what I'm about to say in the context of where we are right now. We are at the end of a long political campaign in which half a dozen major issues have emerged again and again and again. One of them, health care. The people of America, we're told, don't have the kind of health care they need. It's out of reach of many financially. You know all the points that are discussed. I would be tedious if I discussed them with you. Furthermore, I don't claim to be an authority on anything of that sort. I do know that we have a problem with health care and its costs and its unavailability to numbers of people. The other thing that strikes me is that I am living here, working with, trying to be a faithful leader of an institution with several hundred employees where we're about to work out our next health plan for the coming year, and where I know already many factors in it will be upsetting to the people who work in this institution because more money is going to be involved again. And that's a frightening prospect to most people, the cost these days of such care. I say all of that to you by way of background in a very broad way and in a theological way for the passage of Scripture that I was reading at home this morning as I was waiting upon God, the 5th chapter of the book, the epistle of James, in which that venerable spokesperson for the church, that person anointed by the Spirit of God, gave advice to the people. Is any sick among you? Let him call for the elders of the church. They shall anoint him with oil. They will pray over him or her. The prayer of faith shall save the sick, and the Lord will raise them up. This was part of the doctrine, the deep, profound, sublime believing of the first generation of Christians. They believed that God cared about the human body and that by the grace of God, some way or another, there could be healing come to the body through Jesus Christ and his atonement. For a long time, the church neglected that doctrine almost completely. I think it all but went out of the teaching of the church for centuries and then began to reemerge 100 years or so ago. A part of it at a questionable level doctrinally, and then part of it coming in the holiness movements and the Pentecostal movements, where they begin to emphasize again that there is such a thing indeed as power in prayer for the healing of the body. There are several factors that could be mentioned just in passing. I won't go far into it, but I think most people will agree that a great many of our physical problems have their source in our mental situation, our state of mind. Sometimes our state of mind can make us sick. Certainly our state of mind can aid the power of sickness to keep us sicker or to make us sicker. One way and another, the mind has so much to do with the health of the body. But there is, of course, even beyond that, the possibility that prayer can reach beyond the reaches and limits of what can be done in the world, indeed, of medicine. I don't profess to have all answers, or even any to speak of, except this. I have a feeling that one of the best things the church could do and believers could do for the current health crisis is to remind ourselves again of the teachings of Scripture about how we ought to treat our bodies under God as the temple of God, and beyond that, the faith that can make a difference in our health, preventing illness by a healthy relationship to God and a right state of mind, and speeding up the healing process in those cases where either by prayer or by relying upon medical counsel, we seek for healing of the body, we could speed up and benefit that process more than any of us might know. There's so much more to be said about that. I want simply to leave it in your mind so that as you think about America's burgeoning health problem, think about this, that we Christians, we believers in the Scriptures, have an important contribution to make. That's what's on my mind today, and I'm very pleased to have the privilege of leaving it with you.